Hey everybody, I'm Leon Thomas here with Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, and you're here to watch Checking In, a lodging DEI chat. Hey Miranda, how are you?
Hi, Leon. Good. How are you?
Everything is groovy. It's all good.
Good.
So, all right. So you know what I'm gonna ask you. You
I
know
know
one of the
you didn't
questions I'm
have
gonna
time to
ask.
look it up.
What? Okay. I still have to ask. We're here for episode number.
Not the last.
Not oh wow, not the last. Oh my. Well, we know it's season 2.
It's episode 11.
Okay, let's go with that because if you'd have said 9, I'd have said yes. If you'd have said 12, I'd have said yes. So let's go with it that it is episode 9. Sounds good to me, but you know what?
Tell me.
We're going to get a viewer who sends you an email, me an email that says, it's episode 13, it's episode 14. You guys got to keep up with it or something. That's going to happen too. And we hope it does.
And I'm not even lying to you when I say this. I had a student email me to let me know that I was off on my episodes.
That's great. That did you give him a higher grade for watching the show?
Well,
Does that
my
how that
response
work?
was, well, from now on, can you let me know before the show?
Yes. Communicate. And those of you that are going to chat in and tell us the show number, listen, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, we'd love to have you. Send me an email. Again, my name is Leon Thomas. Send it to Leon at the leonthomasgroup.com. Here's like my second favorite party show. Miranda, how do folks get in touch with you?
Well, I am very hard to find
Sure.
because if you type in Miranda Kitterlin Lynch into any search engine, I'm probably going to pop up. I'm
Probably,
the only one.
probably gonna pop up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, right on. So we have a great show. I've been so looking forward to today's show. So excited about today's show because we're talking about something a little different when it comes to inclusion in our business, right?
Yes, but something that is so important. And I can't believe that it's not talked about enough. And I can't believe it's taken us this long to have this conversation.
Yes, yes. So tell us who do we have as our guest today?
Well, we have an amazing small business created by two awesome ladies. It is the Adaptive Equipment and Caregiving Corner founders. Do you Hi, ladies.
There
Christina
they
and
are.
Cindy.
Christina and Cindy. Hey, how are you?
Good. Thanks for
Very well.
having us, you guys. We really appreciate this.
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being with us. I'm looking forward. Is that orange or is that Kansas City Chief red that's
Well,
on
it
this?
can pass for Kansas. I was rooting.
She
for 'em, so
was.
we can
You
say
were
that.
rooting.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good deal. It's okay. I'm not one of those folks that says get off the show just because you I don't know. Now, if you were a Steeler fan, we talk about that. But otherwise, we're all good. Hey, thanks so much for being with us. This is going to be a great conversation. We're
Excellent.
so excited to have you. So tell us about your business. Go ahead. And then we're going to run a video that talks about some more. But go ahead.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Good.
Well, we are again a small business. I'm a physical therapist.
I'm a speech language pathologist.
And we again are Adaptive Equipment and Caregiving Corner. And a lot of what we do is educate individuals, whether they're caregivers or individuals living on their own, how to age safely in place. And a lot of that has to do with adaptive equipment, how to use it safely, because you can get anything out there, but if you don't know how to use it correctly, then you can potentially injure yourself.
Right.
We also do a lot of caregiver training. So that's kind of what we focus on, but we do a lot of focusing on seniors, and that's kind of how we did a little part in checking out. We do a lot of traveling and do presentations, so we love to also check out hotel rooms.
We just kind of fell into that one.
Yeah, right on. So we have an introductory video that we found on your YouTube page. We're going to do
Mhm.
that, and then when we come back, Miranda will start us off in some of our conversation flow. So let's go ahead and run that
My name
first.
is Cindy, and I'm a physical therapist.
And I'm Christina, a speech therapist, and we're the founders of Adaptive Equipment and Caregiving Corner.
You know, finding the right piece of health equipment for your specific needs can be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
On top of that, it's important you know how to use it correctly to keep you and your loved ones safe. But where do you even begin?
That's where we come in. It's our mission to be the go-to resource for all things health equipment and caregiver education. Everything from finding the right product and how to use it correctly to caregiver safety and quick tips. Whether it's purchasing equipment or borrowing it from your local lending closet, aecorner.com can help point you in the right direction.
Visit us for helpful caregiver resources, to subscribe to our caregiver support video library, and to check out our latest product reviews. Make sure to follow us and engage with our content on your favorite social media platform.
That's it for today from Adaptive Equipment and Caregiving Corner. Have a great day, and don't forget, if you can't do it, adapt it.
Oh my
I
gosh,
love
I
it.
love it. If you can't do it, adapt it. That is,
Right.
I feel like you could apply that to so many aspects of life.
It is so true. It is so true. We, and even for people that don't use adaptive equipment, think about all the times that you use a tool or a device that's not really what it's meant for. So let's say you got to get something off of the top shelf in your kitchen cabinet, maybe use a wooden spoon. Adaptive equipment.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it so much. And I'm so glad not just to have this conversation, because I think that it is a very important one to have, but also on a personal note, my mother is still very much able to care for herself, but she has recently come to live in our home and will probably be here for the foreseeable future. So I am excited to learn about what kinds of things I can do as time goes on to help her adapt and not lose her ability to do things. Right.
That's great.
Right.
And so I want to shout out your subscription library because you do have 200 plus videos. And sorry, I wrote some notes down.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yep.
For caregivers, like how-to videos, can you share with us a little bit about how you came to this this just amazing endeavor?
Yeah. So Cindy and I, we at the time when we started making our how-to videos, we were both in home health at the time. And so we thought, we were just starting to take computers into the house. And so you get the same questions over and over again, especially when it comes to equipment. And we thought, wouldn't it be helpful if we just made these quick little videos to set up our patients and their family caregiver with to address those questions that they had, especially about piece of equipment. Then while they were watching the video, we could do our documentation. So that way we wouldn't have to take it home with us, right? So here we're thinking. So we started making them in our spare bedroom in our house. We just used our iPhone. I had an iPhone and no microphone, and we just started shooting these videos. And if you want some entertainment, go and look at some of our earlier videos, and it's very entertaining to see our progression. So and then in 2018 we started getting some traction on them, and so we decided to make those videos put them behind a subscription, behind a paid wall, and start marketing those to like hospitals and nursing homes, area agencies on aging, insurance companies and stuff like that. And then what happened is our YouTube channel kind of turned into a product review channel where companies started sending us their product and wanting therapists to show their product and get our take on what their product would do. And so we started getting traction on that. And so what we did is we just took all those videos we had that were more the how-to, put them on our subscription. And so now not only do we have a caregiver series, we call them a series, a caregiver series on that paid wall, we also have a home safety toolkit. So before you go and you pick up your loved one from the hospital or the nursing home, you can take our video series, go through the home and get it ready to make a successful transition back from the hospital or the nursing home. Hospitals are always interested in making sure that when they discharge their patients, they stay discharged and they don't come back, especially within 30 days. And so we try to bridge that gap, and make it a successful transition from hospital to home, so that they can decrease their readmission rates into the hospital. We have a getting ready for a total hip replacement series. We have a getting ready for total knee replacement series, and then we have some really kind of light exercise called Pick Your Fit video series. So, but that's the total over 200 videos that we have in there. So, yeah.
And we've tried to keep it at a very reasonable, we don't, as caregivers, as professional caregivers, we hate to charge, our people that we're working with, but it's out there for people if they need it. It's $10 a month. You can cancel anytime. It's very reasonable for the amount of information that's there. And some people may need it, for a month if they're getting ready for a hip or knee replacement, or some people may need it for a couple of months, but you can cancel anytime. But we do try to market mainly to businesses because, we don't want our people to have to pay if they don't have to.
Caregiving is hard on a body, and it's also hard on a wallet. And so we try to, make it valuable to them by keeping it at a reasonable price. But we also have the enterprise plan that's what we market to the hospitals and insurance companies. So.
That's fantastic. And honestly, $10 a month that's less than most streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and you can cancel
that incredibly affordable.
Yeah. And cancel at any time. When your caregiving journey ends, you got and they recuperate, or they get rehabilitated, your loved one gets rehabilitated, cancel the subscription then. So
yeah, that's phenomenal. Leon, can I ask one more question or no?
Yes,
okay,
go ahead.
Good. Sorry, I don't mean to take up all the time. So you mentioned that when you travel, you assess the hotel rooms for senior friendliness. Can you tell us a little bit about what are some of, or is this taking away from your streaming service?
No. It's a whole, that's a whole, that we just kind of started because we're
and ask you to give away the show for me. So what are some of the more common things that you find in hotel rooms? Because I can imagine that as people age and find themselves needing more adaptability or accessibility, they don't necessarily want the ADA accessible rooms. They want a They want standard room. Yes. But maybe may need some accommodation. What are some accommodations that are pretty easy to make?
Right. Yeah. So we try to, when we do the videos, we try to go through every time we stay at a hotel, we try to look at it with the same criteria. And the criteria are, we look at.
We go in, we look at the lighting, we look at the flooring, we look at the bed height, we look at the room around the bed. So if somebody had a walker, can they get the walker in beside the bed, at least on one side? We look at the bathroom. We want to see what height the toilet is, and we want to look at the shower. Is it a tub shower? Is it a walk-in shower? Are there any grab bars? Things like that. It's interesting when we started doing this because if you think about the number of people, it's 10,000 individuals turning 65 every day, and so our seniors are still, they're healthy people. They like to travel, but there may be these little things like, for me even, and I'm not 65, but a standard height toilet that is 14 to 15 inches off the floor, that's not easy to get off of, and you take somebody that maybe is in line for a knee replacement or a hip replacement, and that makes it difficult for them to travel and stay in a standard room if it has that low standard height toilet. So it's broadening people's vision on, what can we do? What are some of the simple things that we can do to accommodate for the mass number of individuals that are going to be traveling that would not need that accessible room.
We also look at the entryway, the doorway, because some of those doors are super heavy. And then when you walk in and you got luggage or you got one of those little trolley things, what's the accessibility like for that? How can you keep the door open? So then we're kind of looking at, if you have a caregiver, how easy is it for the two to get, the caregiver to get their loved one in there, or, because it can be kind of hard to get into the hotel room itself.
But it could be as simple as a doorstop, simple as a doorstop. So,
Here's what I want to do. Let's talk more about that, what you look for in hotels. what we want to do, we're in a minute, we're going to play a video of you actually in a hotel room doing an assessment for senior friendliness, right?
Mhm.
And then when we come out of the video, let's talk some about it. But first, I want to make sure that everyone knows how they can watch the whole series and a playlist of videos you have. You can go to your YouTube channel, right? And
Mhm.
I'm going to
Mhm.
ask our producer to go ahead and display that YouTube channel link now. So I
Mhm.
want you to go there, and you can see all kind of videos that they
Right.
Mhm.
have there. Great information. I've stayed up a couple of late nights looking at them because I am a partial caregiver to many
Uh-uh.
relatives. And so
Yeah.
what we're talking about really hits home, but it also hits home because I spent 35 years in the hotel business and a lot of
Yeah.
that
Right.
as a frontline employee. So I know there are going to be a lot of folks in the hotel business that want
Right.
to watch this. So let's go ahead and let's run that second video. Here we go.
Mhm.
Here we are rehabilitation therapists, licensed therapists, and we check standard rooms for senior friendliness. Today we're at the Holiday Inn Express in Oak Grove, Kentucky,
Mhm.
and we're going to check it for senior friendliness.
First off, flooring. Flooring is pretty good. It's very low pile. The pattern is not too bad, so that's in good shape. Lighting is decent. It's just a smidge dark, but we've got a lot of the lights on, so it's not too bad. Checking pathways around the bed. As you can see, this is a little tight, but that ottoman could be moved to make this pathway better here. And on this side of the bed, this is not too bad. It's 25 inches wide. If you had a walker, it might be a little tight. You'd have to come in forward and then, of course, be careful turning around in there. Bed height. We're getting a little tall here. This comes in about 29 inches. I have to kind of hike my hip up here. I'm 5'4". Again, it's going to depend on everybody's height. But don't forget, if you need to ask for help in regards to some type of a stepping stool, please do so. Here's the sink for the bathroom. This is a little bit different than we see a lot of times, but I kind of like it. It separates the shower and toilet area, gives you some space to move around in here. This is, of course, big enough for a walker. This room is not one that I would use with a wheelchair, but it certainly is accommodating for the walker. The doorway is fine. It is about 25 inches when we measure from where the door opens to here. Might be a little bit snug for a walker coming in. As you come in here, this gets a little bit narrow between the toilet and the door. So you could not actually bring a walker forward in here. You would have to sidestep if you were bringing a walker into this bathroom. Toilet height here up to the seat level is 18 inches. So that's a nice height for a toilet. Most of them are like way down at 15. So that's good. Tub shower combination. Nice grab bar right here to enter. This height here is only about 13 inches, which isn't bad. There is a non-skid kind of surface on the bottom of this, so this makes a very nice entry into the shower if you're able to step over safely with a grab bar. The door, let's check it for heaviness. Actually, it is very light. Like it a lot because it's going to make it easy for us to get in and out with our luggage without struggling.
You know, what you're doing there, I'm gonna be sharing this show with so many hotel people.
Awesome.
That should be actually a part of onboarding training
Yes.
for folks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
watch this. And let me share some experiences with you. The high beds,
Mhm.
when I remember when that became an in thing in residential, right? To have
Right.
the thicker mattress and a higher bed. And the ownership company that I worked for at the time, when we renovated hotels, it was tell our guests we have high beds. And we all got to stay in one of those rooms with a high bed, right?
Yeah.
And I came down like, where's the step stool?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm like, step stool for what? I got to get in the bed,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
6'2".
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
And
Mhm.
I couldn't sit on the side of the bed and comfortably, like, sit there, right? Or
Right.
Yeah.
it was a workout to, like, get in, and I'm like,
Right.
"Somebody that's shorter than me, they're struggling, so boss, where's the step stool?"
Right.
"Ah, you don't need a step stool, they get in it at home." I'm like, "Okay," and sure enough, seniors
Mhm.
started complaining about it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we didn't think in advance. Alright,
Mhm.
here's the next one. I wear support socks.
Mhm.
Those things are tight, they're hard to get on.
Yes.
and I like using the bed to put them on.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm at one of those crazy high beds, I can't even
Mhm.
get my socks on right.
Nope,
I
that's
come
right.
down for breakfast and everybody wants to know why I'm sweating. What did you work out?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
it. They're that hard to put on. You're right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're that
Yes.
hard. And if the bed's not comfortable, if I can't do it at the right height, I'm kind of leaning. I
Yep.
should have done a video of me trying to put them on. But anyway,
Now,
you wouldn't want to see
yes.
that part of it. All right. Then I got to tell you the story. Then we're going to go to something else. All right. So I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Mhm.
I'm training a hotel. And they said, Leon, we're looking forward to you being here, excited for you to be here. And we have a fruit basket in your suite. We gave you the presidential suite. I said, great. And I go in the presidential suite and it looks really good. And there's a fruit basket. And I go in the bathroom and there's a shower in the jacuzzi tub. I
What?
needed like a running start to jump
Yeah.
into the jacuzzi tub. The thing is wide, right?
Yep.
It's like, I don't know,
Deep.
24, 36 inches. It was crazy big. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there is no way. I mean, I don't like it. I can't see many guests like it. But then I started thinking, seniors,
Yeah.
Right.
how are they
Yep.
going to take a shower? How do they
Yeah.
even get into this thing? So I went downstairs and I said, how do people use this room? Oh, they love it. No, they don't. Give me another room, please. I can't
Yeah.
use the shower. They gave me a small one,
Uh-huh.
and it was the bathroom was so small you couldn't get a walker in it for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit on the toilet and close the door,
Oh no.
right? And
Wow.
I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
so here's okay, that's my rant. I do a rant every show. I'm done ranting now. All right, back to the conversation. Where were you? Why didn't I know you? We should have figured this out
Yep.
4 years ago
Oh, yep.
when my mom came home from a rehabilitation center
Mhm.
Yeah.
and she
Mhm.
wanted to be home, bad legs, bad knees,
Yep.
and the house was not prepared.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't ready. And as
Mhm.
we noticed later after she's home, we started saying, well, we have to move that table, we got to pull the carpet up, we got to do this, we got to do that.
Yeah.
You guys are just doing such a valuable service. So
Thank
here's the
you.
question finally.
Mhm.
How did you get into this?
Well,
How did it
Well,
start?
yeah. Well, we're therapists.
yeah.
That's what it's all about. We're therapists. We're therapy nerds,
Mhm. We are.
and we've done
Nerds.
therapy nerds. Yes.
There's
So
a
we've done
term
a
I've
lot of.
never heard before. But anyway,
We've done a lot of home health,
Yeah.
and in home health, you are in the person's home,
Mhm.
and you are seeing their day to day, their in and out, and you can do a lot of good things in helping them adjust that, because we talk all the time with our seniors is you can stay independent. Your independence may look different,
Mhm.
but you can still be independent,
Right.
functionally independent. And there are so many different ways that looks as you age,
Yeah.
but it can still, to a degree, be independence. And that's what our focus is. That's
Yeah.
what it's been for years.
Yeah.
And it just kind of carries over, wherever we are,
Yeah.
whether it's in a hotel or whether it's in a assisted living or someone's home. It's just what we look for.
And to Leon, we have this subscription video model that we do, but we also do companies send us the product, we make a video, put it on our YouTube channel. So now we got these products, right? We literally have a corner in our basement that's adaptive equipment corner, literally.
Yes.
So we thought, you know what? And this was when we first started Adaptive Equipment Corner as a business. It was January 2020 when we went live in Illinois, which is where we're at. We went into quarantine in March of 2020. So now we're like, is it the business? Is it COVID? So we spent a lot of time just trying to make connections and everything, and figuring out what did we need to do. And so once we started kind of winding down and we got to get out into our community more, now we had all these products. And so we thought, you know what, we're going to go out to senior health fairs, to wellness fairs, caregiver health fairs, and we're going to load up our minivan with all these pieces of equipment. We're going to take it to these fairs and let people engage with the product, because just because you know it's out there doesn't mean you know how to use it, right? So give people the opportunity to physically engage with the product, and then they ask us about their particular question. Well, 2 years ago, we took our first road trip. We went out to New Jersey. We went all the way to the Jersey Shore. So we stopped along the way at senior centers and gave our presentation about how to stay safe in the home, how to age safely in place. And then we would move on until we got to the ocean, and then we turned around, came back, and did the same thing. So, that we did that 2 years ago. And then this past year, we went down to Florida and did the same thing. So it's just that, and so when we were on the road, we thought, you know what, man, we need to really, it just made sense, because there were times we couldn't get in the door, or we couldn't get our luggage in. The door was too heavy. The bed was too high. The bed was too low. And so we thought, you know what, let's start making these little videos for people to know, if they happen to be in that area, where can you go, what's fun to do. And here's a good hotel that you could stay at that will, we made it a point to, when we didn't put this on our video, but we would stop at the front desk and ask them, if a senior had difficulty getting into a bed, what would you do? Do you have pieces of equipment that they could ask for? So then when we would put the video together and people would ask us, we could say, look, it has to be reasonable accommodation, right? So ask them, when you're making the reservation, ask them, what kind of accommodations can you make for me? And tell them what you need, because they can't help you if they don't know, And so that's just kind of how those videos started. And we love doing them. We love doing them. Yeah.
Love it. When we come back from break, we're going to take a look at one more video from a hotel. I'm Leon. That's Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. You're here watching Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. Our guests today are Christina and Cindy from Adaptive Equipment Corner. This show is produced by the Leon Thomas Group. We have interns, college students, recent grads work on projects with us. And now let's take a look at some of their commercials, some of that they produced and did everything on. Let's take a look at those now.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try, and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear, because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water. Animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What will we do without it?
Welcome back to Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. I'm Leon Thomas with co-host Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, and we're here today with Christina and Cindy from Adaptive Equipment Corner. We're talking about the work that they do to make senior living good for everyone, but also we're focusing on hotels and hotel rooms. And Wow, this is just a great conversation, great information. I love watching your videos. So here's what I want to do. Let's take a look at another video that you did in a hotel, right,
Mhm.
for senior friendliness. Let's check it out and see how that's going. We'll talk about it some, and then Miranda will come to you for another question, and then it will be time for our signature questions of the day. Here we go. Let's run that third video now.
Are the Drury Inn and Suites in Springfield, Illinois, and we're going to check out their standard room for senior friendliness.
First, we're going to check out the pathway around the beds. Now, this is two double beds here. Pathway is pretty nice here. On both sides of this bed, you could actually get a walker in there if it's standard. This is about 27 inches wide, so that's pretty decent. This side of the bed is a little bit narrow if you had to have a walker. Taking a look at the lighting in the room is pretty good. This hallway to the bathroom, just a little bit dark. Maybe could use the light here. So make sure you leave that bathroom light on or some kind of light for safety at night. Bed height is 27 inches high. I have to get up on my toes just a little bit to sit down on the edge. Just remember, if you are short, you may need to bring a step stool with you when you travel or ask the front desk to accommodate. The flooring in this room is very nice. It's actually new. It's low pile carpeting, so that works well. Door width into the bathroom between this and here is about 27 inches. If you have a walker, depending on the width, it may be just a little bit tight. Right as you come in, you may have to shift it a little bit to get the wheels or the walker in. The rest of the pathway width would be good for a walker if you had one. And this is a comfort height toilet. Up to the top of the seat is 18 inches. As you can see, we have a walk-in shower, very nice. The floor is textured well. You have a grab bar back here at the back of the shower. Don't forget, if you need a shower seat, ask the front desk. The weight of the door is not bad. It's fairly typical. It's not light, but not real heavy. Again, though, when you're traveling, you may want to consider that retractable door stop that we showed you from Rometic.
Love it. Just great. Another great video that should open the eyes of hotel owners, designers, hotel managers, employees, and so forth. So thank you again. Miranda, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I was listening to your video, I was texting the name of your company and your YouTube to friends who are frequent travelers that may also need some adaptability. So
Excellent.
you are really having an impact. My
Excellent.
Awesome.
That makes us happy.
That's right.
Awesome. So I have so many questions I want to ask you. I know that I only have time for one. And because I joined this podcast with Leon to be on my own learning journey, and a lot of people tune in because they're also on a learning journey, I'd like for you to teach me, if you don't mind. Earlier, I had a misspeak and I said a normal room. And I know that that's not what I meant to say, but I'm sure there are other terminologies that we could benefit from, not just in society, but as industry professionals. What are some terminologies that you feel are commonly misused or could be replaced with?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just talking when we started making the videos, we just wanted to go with a standard room, so that we could distinguish between standard room and an ADA room. I would say probably caregivers. Talking caregivers. Some people like to be called care partners. I would say, and here's the other thing about caregivers. You might be talking about caregivers, but a large percentage of caregivers don't even realize that they're caregivers until you say, well, do you do this and this and this? And they're like, yeah, well, you're a caregiver. So, maybe instead of just flat out calling them a caregiver or a care partner, kind of feel around and make sure that they're aware that they're a caregiver. I don't know. Seniors maybe is still a good term. Sometimes we, especially online, it's a kind of a young person's game. So you might get elderly or old, and so that's always in the eye of the beholder, right? So seniors, I think, trying to think, people living with a disability, you always want to use person first language when you're talking to somebody with a disability, because they are not the disability, they are a person first. So you would say, somebody living with a disability, and sometimes maybe not don't call it a disability. It's just somebody that has a different different ability.
Mhm.
Because the disability isn't really, they don't see it as a disability.
Right.
They see it as just a different kind of ability or a different
Right.
skill set that they have.
And if you really think about it, if you think about it kind of universally,
Mhm.
it's our environment
Mhm.
that causes that to be a limitation for them.
Absolutely.
It's not their disability, it's our environment that's causing that.
Absolutely. So to put that on them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good question.
That is such an amazing perspective on things. It's the environment. It's not you. It's the world
Yeah.
that you're living in.
That's
That's
right.
I love that.
That's right.
I love that. Leon?
Yeah. I just want to make a quick comment on something you talked about, that many people are caregivers
Mm-hmm.
and they don't realize that they
Mhm.
are,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I know that there are some folks in our family that are caregivers, and we
Yeah.
don't see ourselves as that. It's just, we're just helping on whatever.
That's
Right.
right.
That's what we do, right? We're
That's
just,
right.
what? I'm giving her a ride, going to the supermarket, helping
Yeah.
do this, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we need to recognize that we are our caregivers. Yeah. So
Right.
thank you for bringing that up, Miranda.
Mhm.
Thanks for the question, because
Mhm.
now I can begin to communicate that to our family. We will be subscribing also.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, you'll get a message or something when I subscribe, right?
Yeah,
So
we sure will.
see, when Leon subscribes, you can send me a message or something like
Uh-huh.
that. And
We'll say
every
welcome to the corner crew, Leon.
right, the corner crew. I like it. I
Yes.
like it. Yeah, there's so much we could talk about here, but we're gonna change the subject slightly.
Okay.
Can you put your hands up like this as if you were to make a signature? Go
Oh,
ahead, and
like
if you
this?
have a pen, that's great. If not,
Yes.
pretend that you do. All right, on the count of three, I want you to do your signature. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Because now it is time for the signature questions of the show. Here we go. Here we go. Here we signature questions of the show. We're here with Christina and Cindy from Adaptive Equipment Corner.
Mhm.
Learn more about them. You can go to their website, and your website is what? Can you go ahead and verbally give it to us? And I'll
Yep, it's aecorner.com.
AE.
We're on just about any kind of social media platform, wherever you like to consume your social media. And I always like to tease everybody and tell them that we are even on TikTok. We are under AEC Corner, or sometimes I tease Cindy and tell her we're going to change it to Two Old Ladies on TikTok.
That's right.
I love that so much.
Wait. What happened here that this whole TikTok thing, Miranda, when they said we're on TikTok, you like gave a big thing. What was that about? What's up with that?
I love it so much. And yes, I realize that I'm in my 40s. I'm not supposed to be fooling around with TikTok, but I
Nope.
spend ungodly amounts of time on it.
Oh yeah.
That is
You
my
know-
pandemic curse.
You know,
I love it.
Miranda, you would be surprised. On our TikTok channel, we get the sandwich generation. The people that are usually women that are in their 40s, they're caring for their children and they're caring for their aging parents. And that sandwich generation is who we usually get that will ask us really smart questions on TikTok. So it's either that or the person that's living with the disability. Yeah, we get them. They get really, really smart questions. Yeah.
So thank you, because I'm going to play this for my husband later, and I'm going to say, don't give me any more flack about it.
That's
because
right.
That's
this
right.
is where I get my education and my
That's
news.
right.
Wow.
That's where I
That's
get my news.
Where I get my news. Wow. All right, here we go. Question number one, Christina and Cindy. Have you ever had a Maryland crab cake?
No.
No.
I
No,
have
you know
not.
what? When we were out in Jersey 2 years ago, we had our first pierogi. Am I saying it right?
Oh
Pierogi?
my! Oh, stop the horses right there.
I know, right?
Producer Dr. J is going nuts right now. We can bring him on the screen. Dr. J, come on, make a cameo. He is. I know he's going nuts right now.
That's awesome.
Oh, Jay, you're muted. You're saying something. You're in production and muted like you always are. Thanks for what you do, Jay. Go ahead.
You never been to Chicago where there's a large population of Ukrainian and Polish people?
We've been to Chicago, but had no idea. It's about 5 hours from where we live. We had no idea that pierogies was even a thing.
You probably
That's
were
not
focused
true.
on the pizza.
Wow. Unbelievable because, wow.
So to
Wow.
answer your question, Leon, no, we haven't had a crab cake either.
Not had a crab cake. Okay.
Uh-uh.
I'm not going to send you a crab cake. I'm going to get Dr. J to send you a pierogi. We'll do
Yes.
that instead.
Yeah, that was awesome. The pierogies were
Wow.
amazing.
Dude,
I even know how to make them.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
wow.
Amazing.
Well, we asked that question because we got into food on one of our shows.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on the subject of food. And I said, have you ever had a Maryland crab cake? And the guest says, yeah, I was at a barbecue joint once in Kansas City. Shut up. That's not a Maryland crab cake. What?
That's funny.
No way. No way.
You know,
All right.
Leon, I've got to ask you, let me ask you one question then, since we're talking about food. Have you ever had a horseshoe?
I've played.
Nope. It's food.
No.
Shoot.
What's a horseshoe?
Let me just tell you, Springfield, Illinois is the home of the original horseshoe. A horseshoe, which they have a pony shoe, of course it's smaller. A horseshoe is 2 pieces of Texas toast, that really thick toast on a platter. They cover that with whatever meat you want, hamburger, chicken, whatever you want, ham. And then they cover that entirely in French fries. And then they cover that entirely in cheese sauce. It is enough calories for a whole week. It's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, my arteries
Wow.
get clogged.
Right? I know. They just started getting a hardening of the arteries just listen to that description. But I'm telling you what,
Wow.
save up your calories, come out to Illinois, Darcy's Pint in Springfield, Illinois.
It's called
Leon, Leon, you're not allowed to have one because then you're going to break your family record of who lives the longest.
That's right.
That's true. That's true. That's a heart
I
attack
love
on a
it.
plate, but it is delicious.
I love it.
It
And it's
really
called
does
a
sound-
horseshoe.
A horseshoe, or the
Horseshoe.
smaller version, which is 1 piece of bread and 1 piece of meat, is a pony shoe.
All right, we'll be all over it. I
I,
like
I
it.
could
I
be on.
like
I
it.
could be on a pony shoe train. I could do that.
Yes.
This
Awesome.
could happen.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this out with our last question, ladies, and you can each answer if you don't mind, or one of you can. No pressure. If you could go back in time, what one piece of advice, wisdom, affirmation, anything would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Mm. You know, in therapy, we have just about any place you go and become a therapist, you have productivity where you have to be productive so many hours out of your day. And they push it really hard, and it's pushed really hard, like 95% productivity, which is a lot. And I think, especially coming out of college, I don't think I knew my value. I don't think I knew my worth. Until I got a little bit more experience under my belt. And so I would tell probably my 20-year-old self, what you're doing is valuable, not only to the company that you work for, but also for the people that are your patients and their family caregivers. I think in not only giving that value to the company, but giving it to your patients. It's so needed out there that, it's just very valuable. So,
Yeah, I think mine would be along that same line in regards to business, because we, like I said, we're therapy nerds. We love what we do, but being in the regular employed type of job, you don't get to, we're finally kind of coming into our own and saying we're finally doing what we went to school for and what we love, and so it would be, even though you need some experience when you come out of school and you may have to work for somebody, you always need to keep chasing your passion, finding those people that you can learn from, and you can, somebody that can mentor you. And if that's something you're passionate about, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us and for sharing so much valuable information.
Yeah, it's our
Thank you
pleasure.
for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Christina and Cindy, I know that you mentioned that you can be found everywhere,
Yes.
but your website, aecorner.com, and folks can go to your YouTube channel as well and see some of the videos we've displayed here, as well
Right.
as other videos. You can go to the website and sign up. And somebody just whispered in my ear that you're on TikTok. I think I just heard that in my ear, that that. You said you're on TikTok, so you're
Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You're on LinkedIn and all that. And
Yeah.
if someone wanted to contact you, what's the
Mhm.
best way for them to get in touch with you?
Probably just if you went onto our website, we have a contact page, which has got, we've got our email addresses on there. I think our phone number is on there as well. Our email address is aecorner15@gmail.com.
AEcorner15
Or
Gmail.
or find us on your social media and ask a question, because that's, again, reach out to us on there. And because if you have a good question, there are probably a ton of other people that have that same question,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it's an opportunity for us to get to answer
Yeah.
that. So
Right on. Thank you so much for being on
Yeah.
Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat.
Yeah.
We appreciate having you on our show.
It's been a
I'm
lot of
Leon
fun.
Thomas. That's Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. Today, our guests were Christina and Cindy from Adaptive Equipment Corner. And we talked a lot about adaptive equipment and how to make hotels more senior friendly. So I know that many people that watch this show, many of you are in the hotel business. So you want to rewind? They're like, no, go ahead now. Hit rewind. Yeah, go ahead. Rewind it now and look at some of those videos. And it's okay if you stop and go to their YouTube channel and everywhere else to check out everything that you have, because it's going to make a better guest experience for
Yes.
your guests, and they'll start telling others about your hotel. So
Mhm.
Christina and Cindy, thanks for being here for another episode of Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. Here we go. Thanks for being here. Oh no. And my producer, Dr. J. What happened there, bud?
He's having a pierogi. He's
He's
making a
having a
pierogi.
pierogi. That's what's happening. Yeah, he doesn't want to run the closing video for us. Now we got to do editing. See, you mentioned pierogies. He's just all off now.
We're the whole thing.
You're putting his game off.